A few people have reached out that they don't understand what we're talking about with this assignment. So just really quickly, an assignment essentially is John Smith is the buyer on the 2T, right? Let's just use the 2T. John Smith is the buyer, and he's buying the property from ABC Company, LLC, right? Okay, so buyer, seller. John Smith then wants to assign the contract to Jeff Goldman, right? So I'm going to be the new buyer. Everything else in the contract stays the same, except for the buyer changes, which is me. Okay. So could you easily scratch out my name on the contract or John Smith's name on the contract and write in Jeff Goldman and everyone initial, buyer and seller, and me? Yes, kind of. And I think there's a lot of this is when you hear about wholesaling real estate, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about getting something under contract for $300,000 and they assign it to a different buyer for 320 and make $20,000. That's what a wholesaler is doing. So if you've heard that term and didn't understand how they do it, that's what they're doing. They're never looking to buy the property. They're just looking to sell the contract, if that makes sense, by assigning the contract. Okay. So that's what Mary's talking about. I'm not saying Mary's trying to wholesale. Sometimes people will do this. I've done it in the past where I have an investor buyer that decides I don't want it, but another investor buyer does. So we've tried to assign it. Actually, I don't think it ever came to fruition, but we've gone down in the past. So it's not always wholesaling. It's for different reasons, or a personal buyer is assigning it to his business, right? His business entity that's buying the property. So long story short, Mary's asking, how do we assign? Do we have a template that we can use to assign a contract? We're assuming she's talking about standard 2T. And I'm saying that probably that shouldn't be something that's just a templated document. I think you should look at each individual situation that's under contract and get the lawyer to help you with this because it could be complex. Is the new buyer represented by you? Did you do WWREA with them? Like, uh, is there weird things going on with the property? The whole gamut. I just think it's really important that you go methodically through the lawyer in that situation. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.